What up, Dokkaners? Coming up tonight, we got a bunch of EZAs dropping on global, and we're going to be able to earn up to 77 Dragon Stones from all of these EZAs. But hang on a second, I'm kind of blanking. How many EZAs are we getting? One. Dude, I can't remember. I need a bit of a reminder. Give me 1 second. Can you help me out here, please? Thanks.
It's not just 1 unit. It's not just 2 units. Not 3. Not 4.
Not 5. Not 6.
But 7. 7 EZAs.
That's right. I forgot. Oh, thanks, man. 7 EZAs. That's what we're getting tonight, folks. 7 EZAs. If you guys are wondering what that is, that was an EZA video that I made actually 3 years ago, almost to the T, back in 2020 for the Fierce Battle 7. These units received their EZAs back then. Their one common thread was that the fact that they all had Fierce Battle for a link. So I did a video previewing that event, and yeah, I just busted out some Peter Griffin there. I'll do it again. 7 EZAs. So yeah, shout out to those of you who were around back then. Man, I've been around on YouTube now for what, 3.5 years? Maybe more than that. And I think that was around like 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. So shout out to all of you tunes who were there for that. Let me know in the comments if you guys were actually there for that. Anyway, let's talk about the 7 EZAs that are dropping tonight on global. So we've got the God Goku, we've got the Kid Goku, and we've got the Barbershop TURs. So we're going to quickly go through all of these events, talking about sampled team builds that you guys can be running for the events, hidden potential recommendations for how these guys should be constructed, and then just overall just preparing you guys for the upcoming content tonight. And I'm going to be going live on the channel to do the latter 2 EZAs, the God Goku EZA and the Kid Goku EZA. Both are going to be dropping at 10:30, which is 6.5 hours after reset, 6.5 hours after the Barbershop units are ultimately available to get their EZAs. This I will not be going live for. These can be done casually on your own, but I will be going live for these bad boys tonight. Anyway, let's start with Super Saiyan God, as this is probably the most hype unit of the bunch. A lot of mixed reactions for this unit's EZA announcement last night when we saw the data download, saw what he can do. I'm excited. I like it. It's obviously not as great as I was fantasizing, but still, I think this unit is going to be fun to use, and he's going to be great. Basically, long story short, make sure you go watch that video. This guy has crit and dodge taken care of for the first 10 turns in his passive, and he has a crazy stat line when he's launching multiple supers, which means when it comes to the recommended build for his hidden potential, my recommendation, oops, that's the wrong guy. My recommendation for his build would be voila. I recommend that you guys give him maximum additional and balance dodge, or you could go full dodge and then balance additional. Either way, I think it works. In my personal preference, I'm going for full additional because I want him to be launching multiple supers as much as possible, given now that we have a 5-turn window to maximize his stat line. If he can launch 2 super attacks every single turn that he's around, on his 5th turn, he will have some pretty nice numbers. So that's why I'm going for additional. He doesn't have guard. He doesn't have damage reduction, so he could potentially put you in a compromising spot on some of the more difficult events, which is why, should the high chance to dodge fail for the first 10 turns, your fallback would be whatever dodge you have left over in your hidden potential. Could that be 15? Could it be 30? You can get the most amount of dodge on an int unit. So honestly, going full dodge is not the worst thing in the world if you have enough skill orbs to accommodate it. So it's entirely up to you. Because of my own personal preference, I'm going full dodge. If I need to, I'll change it. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about building this God Goku. Are you going to go full dodge or full additional? And how much would the other be given what you've got for your skill orbs? Now, let's go through the event progression. Very simple, since this is an LR EZA. It is a condensed version of the TUR EZA format, which means 10 stages, 3 Dragon Stones per stage, as opposed to the usual 30 stages with 1 Dragon Stone given out for each one. Since he is int, physical is the way to go in terms of doing extra damage. He gives you physical orbs, he gives you, or not physical, he gives you int orbs, and he gives you int Kais. You get extra 3 stones at the bottom here for clearing stage 7, so that's 33 Dragon Stones given out for this. Exploding Rage is the category that resists the damage taken in. So if you guys have the Lord Beerus Dokkan Festival, that would work, as he is one of the best leads for it. The newly acquired Kid Goku Dokkan Festival would work, or the Kid Gohan free-to-play. So now we're going to go through some sampled team builds. And by the way, if you guys don't remember, Legendary Power is the catalyst for more damage, not Exploding Rage. Exploding Rage helps you defensively. Offensively, you want Legendary Power, which means you want to have at least 2 LRs on your team that are going to be giving you that Legendary Power link, because when they're adjacent to each other, you can trigger it and then you can do extra damage. So now let's talk about some sample teams. I'm not going to cover them all because we got a lot of stuff to discuss in this video. So let's just go to the Fierce Battle 7 EZA stage, because the best way to put together your teams is not just in the team building menu. You want to be doing it here. That way you've got the full effect of like the same name update not applying. So let's go to Exploding Rage. That is down here, right down here. Okay. So if we just look at the LRs, honestly, if you've got a full LR squad, just do that. Kid Gohan works as your lead. Yeah, it's a little bit less, but honestly, it's not going to matter. You can bring a friend unit that will give you extra stats. Have the Kid Gohan as the lead. You don't have to think about it. Just boom, 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 boom. That's it. Just bring a bunch of bad guys and you'll be fine. Now, if you're wondering why I'm bringing all the bad guys here, it's because some of your cheat codes for this event, obviously type advantage, Ultimate Gohan's going to be great. But assuming you didn't pull this guy, which is totally fine, you can bring full power Frieza. He is going to rip Goku in half because he gives you guaranteed criticals when facing off against a Son Goku, which we are. So if you bring this guy and you link him up with another LR with big bad bosses, ergo Janemba or Broly, either way, you're going to be doing some damage. Actually, wait, he's not big bad bosses. He doesn't give you big bad bosses, but this guy would. You got the Goku Black Rose. He's got the big bad bosses link. So either one of these two would count, but even if you don't have them, running Frieza and Broly will be more than enough. Both are super effective against Goku's family. So that will honestly be enough. You just bring Kid Gohan, these two, you'll be fine. Just fill out the rest of the roster. You're good to go. Same applies for the Gohans. If you don't have the bad guys, bring the Ultimate Gohan if you have him. His best linking buddies in the bunch would be Namek Goku. It would be LR Gohan. Remember, same name update. You can't bring the Namek Goku and the Revive Goku. It's one or the other. Can't bring both. So those guys would work. The Super Saiyan 2 Gohan would also work. You got options here among the LRs. But if you don't just have LRs and want to expand it further to the TURs, then you could bring the Beerus as your leader skill instead. Because as we've seen here, you've got 3 options. I'm going to assume that most of you don't have the most recent one. So that's why we're just going to mainly look at Beerus and Kid Gohan. Kid Gohan is the free-to-play Prime Battle unit. And if you're wondering why mine's not rainbowed, I'm waiting for his stupid legendary campaign so I can upgrade him. Anyway, Beerus, where is he? All right, Beerus right here. Have him as your lead and just throw in whatever you got. Bring 2 LRs, even if they don't link too well together. All we care about is the legendary power link. So Gohan, on his own merits, can do a ton of damage. All we need is to catalyze that extra damage with legendary power. So bring Janemba. They don't link at all. Legendary power is enough. So that being said, just fill out the roster. Boom, 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 boom. You're done, right? Now, if you don't have enough to do that, well, you can get a little bit more creative. We can go into movie bosses. So let's go to movie bosses here. If you don't have Beerus, let's do this. Movie bosses and Exploding Rage cross section, right? We've got a bunch of Brolys and Beeruses. If we run the physical DBS Broly as our lead and you don't have Beerus, all right, let's assume you don't have Beerus. We'll bring Wrathful Broly. We'll bring Janemba. We'll bring the LR Broly. You want to have 2 LRs together, right, for the extra damage. So that will take care of that. And if we don't have Beerus, well, then what are we going to do? Well, we can then switch to full power. Don't forget, we do have a secondary leader skill here. So if movie bosses doesn't cut it, let's go to full power. What do we got under full power? Oh, look at that. We got full power Frieza. If you don't have full power Frieza, bring somebody else. I don't know, this guy. Excuse me. And then the last one, if you don't have anybody else, if you're getting really desperate, remember, folks, you are doing a Pure Saiyans EZA, which means Caulifla is your instant cheat code, either at the TUR or the SSR level. She is guaranteed to dodge any attack from a Pure Saiyans category character. So she will carry you through this. She doesn't need the leader skill. She's not going to do any damage. She's not going to receive any damage. She will be a nice filler slot for your team. So those are just a couple looks at some team builds. Let me know in the comments what team you guys are going to be running for this event. Now, let's take a look at the Kid Goku EZA. We got a lot to get to here, so we're already at 9 minutes. Wow. This guy, we've already talked about this unit's build. Dragon Ball Saga Youth Category Lead 170%. This guy can launch an additional super attack when you are above 59%. Guaranteed critical below 59%, and then stuns guaranteed once only. The thing about this unit is that he can do a lot of damage and he can launch multiple supers if you've got the right build for him, but in terms of protection, you're not getting a whole lot. So it's all dependent on what your style of play is. If you're bringing this guy on an event, is he going to be your main damage dealer, or is he just going to be another unit to bring on your team? I would assume he's probably going to be leading your team, as he is the same leader as the physical Dokkan Festival. So in my opinion, I'm just going to go focus on what he does best, and that is launching attacks, damaging a lot, and being able to tank normal slaps. If you're trying to go for doing everything at once, it's going to be kind of tough, which is why in terms of my hidden potential build for the unit, I'm not exactly totally set with it. I might change it a little bit here and there, but this is what I've done for my Kid Goku's build. I've gone full additional. I've got critical in there, and I've got some dodge in there. So a little bit of mix of critical and dodge. I'm not trying to bank on launching guaranteed critical hits by staying below 59%. You never want to stay below a certain health threshold. You want to be at the top most of the time. So assuming you'll never get the critical hit, the only way to get it would be through the hit of potential, which is why I've given him 6 critical. And then I gave him 7 dodge because base 5 dodge plus an extra from the skill orbs. I'm not too sure about this one, but let me know in the comments what you guys think about this build. Are you going to go with something similar? Are you going to give him full dodge? What is your plan for this unit? Now let's talk about the unit's EZA event. Standard event progression, 30 stages, 1 Dragonstone per. So that's 30 plus an extra 4 that you get for getting all of the missions done, which is the full Extremes the Awakening. Actually, no, the time attack missions and clearing stage 20 with a revenge category unit on your team. Speaking of, that is the category of weakness. What? Yeah. Revenge. Kind of weird, but whatever. Bardock is your Dokkan Festival leader for this one. Most of you should probably have this unit as he's been around. Actually, that's not true. He's not been around a whole lot. So if you don't have this unit, not the worst case scenario, but if you do have him, that will make your life a lot easier in terms of team building. So we'll go over some options. We're going to go with Bardock first. Let's see what we can do with that. So let's go back here. Go to Revenge as the category, right? We're going for Revenge. So Revenge is down here. Oh, wait, right. Okay. This is what we got. So we have about 135 choices here for my particular box. The other options, as you can see, we're just eyeballing it. We're seeing a bunch of like wicked bloodlines, artificial life forms. I'm seeing some hybrid Saiyans, pure Saiyans here. All right, we got some combos. Okay. So with Bardock as your lead, there's no thinking involved, right? You just run Bardock and then just throw whoever you've got and you'll be fine. Blah, 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 blah. You know, boom, 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 boom. You're done. Obviously, don't bring Tech because there's one thing you want to consider here. Tech gains significant damage reduction, or he gains significant resistance against them from turn 16 or fight number 16. You're not going to be doing a ton of damage with type disadvantage anyway, but even more less so now because 80% of it is going to be nullified, right? So if you're bringing a Tech revenge unit, you're bringing him for defense. You're not bringing them for offense. So if I were you, I would avoid Tech, bring in physical as much as you can. So let's just do that. Blah, 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 blah. Boom, done, right? That's your Bardock squad. Now, if you don't have Bardock, we can make this work. You could run physical, free-to-play Metacooler, because this is a free-to-play unit, 77% lead for Revenge. If you don't have him, you could do the Army of the Dead Frieza. Your stats are going to be very low with 50%, but it's better than nothing. Or if you have the LR Metacooler Army EZA, you've got the 120% leader skill now for Extreme. So that will work not only for a free-to-play team, but also for just a catch-all for all Revenge units that are Extreme, a lot of which are already Extreme anyway. So that should make for a fun team setup. Let's just run this guy as our lead. And then once again, we're back to the same options. Just bring whoever we want, as long as they're Extreme units. If you want to bring int units, go ahead. You want to bring physical, be my guest. You will be fine. Now, if you don't have that, let's start doing some cross sections with other categories. We said Wicked Bloodline was an option. We saw a lot of Wicked Bloodlines. Oh yeah, a bunch of Metacoolers. You could go free to play Metacooler Army. If you don't have, well, you should have free to play, but if you're summoning and if you have paid units, bring the 200% LR Carnival Cooler. He will be great. If you don't have him, AGL Dokkan Festival will suffice. You can't bring both, right? EZA rules. So if you have one or the other, then just bring a bunch of physical Wicked Bloodlines. If you want to bring in some other units like Transforming Frieza or the Metacooler Army, you can. So that works. You could also do Hybrid Saiyans. Hybrid Saiyans didn't look as promising, but let's actually see what we can do here. Instead of running Hybrid Saiyans as lead, let's do Saviors and Hybrid Saiyans. So let's do that. Let's bring you. Let's bring you. We got Transforming Trunks. Yeah. So we're all out of options here in terms of Hybrid Saiyans. So now let's do Revenge and Saviors. What do we get here? Saviors and Revenge. Okay, we get Kid Goku. That leaves us with 1 slot. So once again, we can go back to using our cheat code, which is Caulifla. So we get to once again utilize Caulifla and her infinite dodge against a pure Saiyan category enemy. So there's another option right there. Bring hybrids, but bring Caulifla as well. In terms of free to play, it's going to be a little challenging for me. I think it's going to be fun though, because I can finally use Hachiyak. Hachiyak is a unit that I just never get to use. So I'm going to be running something like this. I'm going to be doing this guy as my lead. Hachiyak. Oh, I could bring both. Yeah, one is Super Hachiyak, right? And they're both big bad bosses. I haven't linked up the SSR one. Oh, dude, I'm totally doing that. I'm bringing these two. I'm going to bring, I'll bring this guy or maybe this guy. This guy supports Revenge. So we'll bring these two. And actually, you know what? I'll just bring a bunch of support. Yeah. Let's bring a bunch of support for Revenge. All of these units can support Revenge and give some nice stat buff to my Hachiyak. Oh, that's going to be good. All right. So yeah, there's my team. That's going to be my free-to-play challenge for this event. That should be fun, right? So there you have it, folks. That is our look at the Kid Goku Dokkan Festival and the God Goku EZA. Now let's just quickly talk about the Barbershop units. All of these units basically do the exact same thing. And as I said, the way to EZA them is you have to take them 15 times through a particular stage. Any stage will do, as long as it's not the World Tournament. So all you got to do is do this 15 times with the characters. So if you don't have enough copies, just remember you need to buy one of each. 20k to buy each, 100k to buy each of them once, right? So with one copy of all of them, you can do these missions. They have to be done by the 7th of March. Once you get these missions done, you can EZA them whenever you want, and they're not necessary to be done right away. You're just doing it for the missions. Each unit is built exactly the same. They all raise defense. They all have attack and defense plus 120. They all provide 40% support to their respective types if enough orbs are picked up from that type. Their unique passive comes right here. Krillin, 10% health healed with 3 or more key spheres. For full power Roshi, medium chance to guard with 3 key spheres. For Nappa, high chance to critical with 3 key spheres. We've got Deborah, high chance to stun within the same turn for 3 key spheres. And for Saiyaman, medium chance to dodge with 3 key spheres. So that is what they do. In terms of their overall effectiveness nowadays, they're not as relevant because their main function is to support the type metas, which we're way out of now. So this is probably only going to be mainly useful for those of you who are trying to run like older Super Battle Road stages where it comes to typing. If you guys are free to play, you should still get them because they're free units. They're awesome to have. But in terms of their overall relevancy, they're not exactly it. But main thing is just to get them, right? So do that. A lot of content coming up for Global when it comes to these EZAs. We also have the Valentine stuff coming up, which I'll talk about in a later video. But that's it for now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these potential builds for these different units. When it comes to the Barbershop ones, I gave them all max dodge, and then I gave balance additional. But in terms of God Goku, what do you guys think? What teams do you guys have ready for these upcoming events? What do you think about the Kid Goku Dokkan Festival build? What is the right setup for that one? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know I want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned. And always remember to Dokkan responsibly.
7 EZAs.